Obviously last weekend, 3 points against Wellington Phoenix away, a huge 3 points in the context of our season. How pleased were you to get that result, but also from the performance of the girls?
Yeah, obviously for us it was a massive 3 points. Wellington away is a really tough place to go, and I thought, they made it difficult for us. I thought the way that we defended and the way that we applied ourselves throughout the game, managing the moments, was fantastic. I can't fault the girls' work ethic. I thought that was phenomenal, and ultimately deserving of the 3 points.
Can you just quickly talk to us a little bit about how tough that trip is? Obviously it's the first time we've experienced it, but yeah, to be able to have a tough trip like that over there and still come away with the result we were after.
Yeah, again, kudos to the girls. They did everything in terms of recovery that they possibly could do in managing the flight and when we got there. And the staff always do everything they can just to help them get those little wins and little gains. And the girls went in there with the right mentality, and 90% of the time that's what it's about. And the way that we approached the game was knowing that it was going to be difficult, especially with the wind up there. We wanted to make sure that we were facing the wind in the first half, because we knew that if we can get through that half, it kind of it gives us a little bit of a boost going into the second one. So there's a couple of things in there that we obviously wanted to manage ourselves, and it all fell into place on the day.
A lot of brilliant performances across the pitch, but you've got to mention Blake Hughes, who's obviously she's only played a handful of A-League minutes, still 17 years old, and yeah, the amount of work that she got through in about 30 minutes on the pitch, you must be so happy with sort of how she's grown into the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Blake athletically is fantastic, and she proves that week in, week out when she comes and competes in training. And then obviously when she comes onto the pitch, you can see visibly that she can compete really well within the league. For her, there's areas where she's going to continue to develop with us, and that's the fantastic thing about having young players in this group, is that they come in and they can learn and they can apply, and she'll only get better and stronger as she gets older.
Turning our attention obviously now to Brisbane Roar. It's been a while since we played them, and it was a close contest up north when we did face them. What do you expect from their game? And obviously they've had a little bit of a tough run, especially with some injuries. What have you made of them as well?
Yeah, look, when we played them in round 6, I thought they were a fantastic team, and to be honest with you, I thought they were the best in the comp that we played against so far. I thought the way that they played, the way that they moved the ball around was phenomenal, and so you know what, you look at it and you look at the results that they've had. I don't think that's reflection of the type of team that they are and the type of quality that they do have. Obviously they've got one of their biggest players still out in Fryer, but they've got a lot that have come back as well. Obviously Varley came back in a couple of games ago, and so they, obviously aside from losing their goalkeeper as well, the team that we're anticipating they're going to face is going to be the same one that we played in round 6. So for me, I think they're almost back to their full strength, and for us, we've got to make sure that we're ready, and obviously they're coming off the back of a midweek game, so that's always a little bit tougher, but it's no excuse for us. We've just got to make sure that we're on point.
If results do go our way, there's the potential that we can lock in a final spot with a win against Brisbane. Is that something that's on your mind, or do you try and sort of keep that to the side and just focus on the game at hand?
Nah, it's still each game as it comes. For us, we want to try and finish as high as we possibly can do. So it doesn't matter what the outcome of everyone else's results are. For us, it's about us and how high we can finish. We want to finish in the top 4. That's our aim. So that's what we're going for. Everybody else can obviously concentrate on themselves, but we're firmly thinking about Central Coast Mariners.
Back home for a double header, you're playing this second game after the men's. How keen are you to have a massive supporter base cheering you guys on for those 3 points?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. We know how important the fans are to us, and to helping us get over the line with results, and to be at home on such a big game. It's really going to give us a huge boost. So we're really looking forward to being back in front of the home fans and hearing them cheering us on.